Here is the explanation of the third exercise. The program begins by declaring the package name exercise 3, which organizes this class in the project structure. Then it imports file from java.io to manage files and directories, and ioexception to handle exceptions that may arise when creating files. The main class exercise 3 is defined, containing the primary logic for creating directories and files, and the main method is defined as the entry point of the program. Inside main, a string variable base path is created with the value /source files specifying the root directory's path. Then a file object is created to represent the root directory at base path. Here we have the file object. Then an if statement checks if basedir dot make dir is successful, and if it's true, it prints a confirmation message with the directory's absolute path, and if false, it displays a message that the directory already exists or could not be created. Then two arrays are defined: subdirectorios that holds the names of subdirectories to create within basedir, and then ficheros, that is a two-dimensional array where each subarray corresponds to the files to be created within each directory in subdirectorios. Then a for loop iterates over subdirectorios using I as the index, and for each iteration a file object subdir is created to represent the current subdirectory within basedir. If subdir dot makedir succeeds, it prints the subdirectory's absolute path. Otherwise, it reports that the subdirectory already exists or couldn't be created. Inside this loop, another loop iterates over each file name in the current ficheros subarray. For each file, a file object archivo is created within subdir. A try block catch, a try catch block attempts to create archivo using create new file. If it's successful, it prints a message with the absolute path of the created file, and if it's unsuccessful, it reports that the file already exists within subdir. A new exception is caught and handled with an error message if file creation fails. After creating all directories and files from the arrays, a specific directory fluentpdo is created. A file object fluentpdo is created within the core directory of basedir, and if a statement checks if fluentpdo makedir succeeds and prints a message accordingly here. This is made because fluentpdo is a directory inside this directory. Lastly, a file object index file is created for index.php in basedir. Then a try block attempts to create index file using create new file, and if it's successful, it prints the absolute path of index.php, and if the file already exists, it reports the file's presence within basedir. Any ioexception that occurs during the file creation is caught and handled with an error message.